welcome to LSB Feasters Radio Channel and Travel Corner, where we keep great radio from the past alive, and today it's legendary WLS Chicago. What a great radio station this was. People in the Midwest loved it. And WLS had so many legendary personalities that worked there over the years. John Records Landecker, Fred Winston, Tommy Edwards, Jeff Davis, and many, many others. But for many WLS fans, there was only one jock that had his name above all the others, and that was the Super Jock, Uncle Lair, yes, the one and only Larry Lujack. Larry Lujack was actually on the air in Seattle, and in 1967, he left KJR Seattle and took over the evening shift at WCFL Chicago, beginning a relationship with the Midwest that would last for decades. Larry was crusty, he was cantankerous, he was ornery, and Chicago loved it. Lujack's actually said to have influenced many current-day radio personalities like Rush Limbaugh and Howard Stern. For several years, Larry bounced back and forth between WCFL and WLS. But it was in 1976 when he made WLS his home, and he spent many years waking Chicago until 1987 when he moved to New Mexico. Larry was inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame in 2004, and around 2000 he actually returned to radio in Chicago for a while at WRLL playing oldies. He was one of a kind, and if you've never heard him, here's your opportunity. If you like what you hear, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel too if you like, and after you do, smack that bell, and you will be notified whenever we post anything new. All right, let's go back to the 1970s with Super Jock Larry Lujack on 89 WLS Chicago.
It's 15 minutes past 6. Larry Lujack in the morning at WLS. WLS Music Radio. We got a $50,000 home we're giving away, a Woodridge Center home. That's a grand prize in our Happily Ever After contest. You can fill out an official entry at Woodridge Center at 19 minutes past 6. Today's high about 83. Tomorrow's high 86. Also a slight chance of rain tomorrow. 30% chance of showers tomorrow afternoon. Currently the wind is west at 7 miles per hour and is 63 degrees in Chicago at WLS.
Nothing keeps you drier when you're nervous.
WLS. The remains of Mike Todd have been found. Linda Marshall has the story on the news after the next song. Also a story about the RTA budget deadline, and Bill Frink will be here with sports. It's 21 minutes past 6. After the news, got an oldie by the Four Seasons from back in 1965. Let's hang on. Gonna play Looks Like We've Made It, Barry Manilow, Leo Sayers, When I Need You, and the number one song to do Ron Ron at WLS. Oh. It's going to be sunshine, cooler and less humid today, high 83. Tomorrow, last day of June, a little warmer with a high about 86. Also a 30% chance of showers tomorrow afternoon. For the first day of July on Friday, it's going to be hot and humid again with a high in the low 90s. Currently 63 degrees here at WLS.
By Tory Nine from London.
A fist fight in the Illinois State Legislature. Jeff Hendricks has details on the news after the next song. Also a story about B-1 bombers. And Bill Frink will be here with the sports. Cubs made it 8 in a row last night. The White Sox won 2. After the news, the award-winning Cheap Trashy Showbiz report is coming up. Music Radio WLS. And we got songs by Carole King and Seals and Crofts. Going to play Boogeyman and Undercover Angel. 8 minutes before 7 from WLS. Larry Lujack, 7 o'clock. You say WLS is your fave radio station. You could live happily ever after in a home worth $50,000. Award-winning Cheap Trashy Showbiz report is coming up after the next song. 7:04 at WLS.
Hello?
Hello, is this Brenda McCaw?
Yes, it is.
Brenda, what's your favorite radio station?
WLS.
That's a good answer. You have just won a Panasonic AM/FM stereo system from participating True Value hardware stores.
Fantastic.
And Brenda, that's just the beginning, because with it you qualify for a grand prize drawing of a Woodridge Center home that could be worth $50,000.
All right.
Sound good?
Oh, sounds great.
Just one of the homes that Brenda will have a chance to choose from is the beautiful Arbor Home, where value isn't just talked about, it's cared about. Featuring spacious master bedrooms and beautiful wood-paneled kitchens, along with double-oven hooded ranges with continuous clean ovens, all furnished by Woodridge Center. This was recorded from calls we made from entries you've sent us. WLS, where you can say it and win your chance to live happily ever after.
It's going to be sunshine, cooler, and less humid today. High this afternoon, about 83 degrees, 66 right now at O'Hare. Midway's got 65 and 66 along the lake. Wind is southwest at 12. 7:05 at WLS. WLS Music Radio, where once again the Magic Bus is patrolling the city and suburbs, heading out all kinds of goodies as the spirit of summer takes to the streets. Be watching for it in your neighborhood. Today, it's going to be in the Evanston neighborhood. Steve King's going to be in the Magic Bus at the Greenwood Beach in Evanston at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Extended weather forecast through the weekend. Today's high 83. Tomorrow's going to be a little warmer with a high of 86. Also a 30% chance of showers tomorrow afternoon. Friday, the first day of July, hot and humid again with a high in the low 90s. And for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be cooler and less humid with the highs in the mid-80s and a chance of scattered thunderstorms every day for the next 5 days. WLS time is 7:11. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. Let's go to press. Flash. Henry Weinberg, the 42-year-old used car salesman who used to be Elizabeth Taylor's boyfriend, pleaded no contest the other day and will be sentenced July 25th for hanky-panky involving high school girls. Dateline Burbank, the new Mickey Mouse Club, which was begun last year, is being discontinued by Walt Disney Productions. Studio spokesman said the series was canceled for economic reasons. They're going to run the shows they've got taped already, and then after they run out, there ain't going to be no more Mickey Mouse Club. Really interesting story in Maggie Daly's column this morning in the Tribune about Carol Burnett and her mattress. Carol was staying at a Chicago area hotel, didn't like the mattress on the bed in her room, so she went out to Sears and bought a new mattress and trucked it over to the hotel and slept on it. It's a great story, Maggie. How do you get those scoops? You know what? Boz Scaggs and his wife named their new baby boy Oz. O-Z, Oz. Oz, son of Boz. Which reminds me, in a review of the, this escapes me completely. In a review of the Boz Scaggs concert last Friday at the auditorium, Al Rudis, who's a rock critic for the Sun-Times, actually compared Boz Scaggs to Frank Sinatra. Huh? That's completely beyond my comprehension. You know why Cindy Williams is really mad? Cindy is the one who plays Shirley on Laverne and Shirley. Cindy is really mad because she wanted the female lead in Star Wars, which Carrie Fisher eventually got. Cindy didn't get it because they told her she looked too old. You know what Rock Hudson does in breaks during filming? He does needlepoint. This is really interesting material this morning, isn't it? Flash, is Helen Reddy's marriage in trouble? According to rumors, Helen's marriage is headed for the rocks, and neither she nor her husband, Jeff, are denying the rumors. You know who else's marriage is supposed to be in trouble? John Davidson's. How's your marriage? If your marriage is in trouble, send me the details and I will broadcast it.
The best music, WLS.
14 minutes past 7. Seals and Crofts at WLS. 8:11.
Larry Lujack, Larry Lujack, Larry Lujack, Larry Lujack, Super Jock.
Today's award-winning letter is from Hillary Gretz, Chicago, who writes, Dear Larry, I attended the WLS teen night at Sox Park the other night. I was disappointed in everything about it except you, and I have been to quite a few teen nights. Anyway, I hate to tell you this, but you don't live up to your reputation. You aren't the cold-hearted, conceited DJ everyone makes you out to be. You were resting very comfortably against the magic bus when I came up to you and asked for your autograph. You courteously obliged me, but I started something, and then all kinds of kids from everywhere came up for your autograph. Sorry about that. Even when the music was over and you had to leave, you still signed autographs on the way out until that witch in the WLS t-shirt with the big boobs shagged us away. She was very ignorant, and if I ever see her again, I will really give her a piece of my mind. I realize you had a schedule to keep, but she could have handled it with a lot more tact. You have to be nice to people who make the difference in ratings, or you'll lose sooner or later. Trying to remember, WLS t-shirt, big boobs. That doesn't fit anybody here. Are you sure that person worked here? Well, on with the letter. About the pre-game happenings, the band wasn't very good at all. Where did you dig them out from? The way in which the T-shirts were distributed was totally unorganized and unfair. Throwing them into a crowd? Really? Some of the tall people got 2 and 3 shirts apiece by out-jumping the shorties like myself. Most of the kids like me didn't even get a lousy candy bar out of the night. Not that I wanted, it's the principle. The idea of free tickets to see the Deep was great, but Hillside Theater? Where's that? And how can kids without cars get there? Be realistic. I'm not blaming you, Larry. I know it's not your fault. I thought you might reveal these injustices to people who are responsible. I would, but we don't have any of those responsible people here. By the way, you really look out of it. Are you feeling okay? I hope nothing's wrong. Well, I always look out of it, because I'm always out of it. But you see, that was a night game. That's see, I normally get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's way past my bedtime. And I shouldn't even have been out there, but I came just because I'm a wonderful guy. Back to the compliments. You've got a really sexy signature, which shows you're very creative. Bob Surratt writes like a kid in grammar school, which brings me to this question. Does each disc jockey have a secretary or answer his own mail? I have 3 letters from Bob Surratt and his autograph, which I got last night, and each one has different writing. Just curious. Love, Hillary Gretz. Well, Hillary, thank you for writing. Glad you had a good time. I don't know what the explanation is for Bob Surratt's autographs. Except that perhaps he's getting old, too, you know. He's getting up there near 30. Maybe his handwriting is getting a little shaky. I don't know. Which reminds me, in case you didn't see it, in the Weekend Sun-Times, there was a very interesting article about our afternoon balloon, written by Cynthia Dignall. Says that Bob Surratt is actually thinking of quitting the radio station after his contract is up next year, because he's quoted here as saying that there really is more to life than the next Emerson, Lake and Palmer concert. Says he wants to quit while he's on top. This whole article is one of the dumbest articles. I will bet anyone huge sums of money, and I will give odds that this does not occur, but it's what he said. Cynthia writes here, this may be hard to believe for us mortals, but at the age of 28, a young man's fancy often turns to thoughts of more adult pursuits, like going to every Cubs ball game or toying with a much-neglected hobby like photography or videotapes, or playing softball and hanging out at the neighborhood hot dog emporium. If that sounds silly, you're forgetting that this is a man who hasn't really had the chance to do that. He has been too busy being successful. Poor guy. And besides, rock and roll radio does have adverse effects on one's concentration. Now, Bob is quoted here as saying, "I can't make a decision. When I come off the air at 6, after making 8 decisions every 3 minutes, I can't do anything. I want somebody to tell me what to do. I get off and I'm talking to some girl about going on a date or to dinner, and I can't. I just babble. My mind's blown out." Well, that last part there is probably correct. Bob, if you really want somebody to tell you what to do, I will tell you what to do. What you should do is not say dumb stuff like this in interviews, because these things will come back to haunt you in later years, these dumb quotes, and nobody knows about that more than I do.
Music Radio, WLS.
So, what if he quits? Who cares? I'm still here. That's all this station needs. Goodbye, Bob. 17 minutes past 8 at WLS.